brings together data, analytics, and AI on a single unified lakehouse platform. And before we go deep into hands-on work, we will build we will know about the key concepts about the Databricks, right? We had a Databricks boot camp before, like a few weeks back, and where we went through all the concepts in brief. And our agenda is to today is to dive deep into all those concepts deeper for a thorough understanding. Okay, I will cover few of them today, and in the ongoing sessions, we will explore a lot more about the Databricks. Okay. Um, so first of all, I will let you know that how the Databricks, where we will be practicing Databricks. If you know about the Databricks Community Edition, I can introduce here. I can help you how to create an account on it, and also because the Databricks is a cloud native platform, you cannot use it locally. You need one cloud platform. We will be using Azure Cloud Platform for the Databricks also. If any of you are familiar with this, the Community Edition, or if you are familiar with the Azure Databricks platform, can you please let me know about it so that I know that where we have to start?
Simran, we also have free edition, right? Where it will not cost and it is free forever.
Sorry, Parul?
We also have free edition, right?
We have the free edition, yeah, that is the Community Edition. So there are
No,
several
community edition.
editions.
Community edition, we have 400 credits. In free edition, it's free forever, right?
All right. And anyone else?
Hi Simran, how are you? This is
Hi,
Nivedita.
Nivedita. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, Simran. Yeah, so I'm completely new to Databricks, Simran, and I'm little familiar with the basics of Python.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. And
right.
anyone else here?
Hi, Simran. My name is Venkat. I was taking course IICS with Parul and Rajनीश. That is
Okay.
the yesterday, I think last weekend it was finished. I don't have any much knowledge on the Databricks, to be honest. I
Okay.
only know SQL and PL SQL and a little bit basics on Python, nothing else. I don't know PySpark or anything, the prerequisites. Uh, That's what I know, mapping, all that stuff, OLAP and OLTP designs and all that stuff. So nothing
Okay.
else. So
Okay.
I don't know anything, any big data too. Sorry to tell many times I don't know, but that's what I'm trying to
Don't
see
worry
where I
about
fit,
that.
whether I really can handle this course. That's my question. That's the biggest question.
Of course you can handle, of course you can handle. We will cover everything from the beginning
Mhm.
to the expert level, and we will talk about, if you don't know the languages, PySpark and Python also. If you don't know, that's okay, fine. We do have those classes as well, and they will go parallelly to learn so that we can understand what is PySpark, how we can work on it. And also you know the SQL, right? So SQL is another language we have in the Databricks that you can use. So if you have a basic understanding of SQL, that will help you a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. But still, mhm. What's that?
SQL and packages. I know that part. Not a big
Okay,
deal.
that's
Okay.
great. That's a good beginning. No problem.
Right.
Anyone else? Anyone else in here want to share about themselves? All right. Okay, no problem. Let's start from here, and we will first of all, it's a good beginning if we will learn about the additions of Databricks. We do have several Databricks editions. We do have standard edition, premium, enterprise, and a community edition. The standard one is where you have to pay for. Okay. There is a Databricks Community Edition, which is free, and there is no limit for it to be 30 days or 3 months or 6 months. Any of you, if you have already worked in Azure or AWS platforms, you must know that there are free accounts we can create for the practice but there is a limited, like 1 year, AWS is 1 year, Azure is 30 days, but the community edition is where you can have, like, some of the features are downgraded in this edition from the paid version. You have limited compute resources, but still is enough to learn your Apache Spark and the Databricks environment work. Okay. So this is a free account which gives us access to a single node cluster. If you have already attended the bootcamp, you must know about the clusters and computes that we have created. I gave a little bit of introduction to that. So I just want to know, like, if any of you is familiar with those concepts as well. If anyone wants to share their thoughts, if they know about the clusters and computes.
So are you talking about the clusters like a rack, real application clusters?
The clusters in the Databricks, that's our computers,
That's a
the
different
nodes
thing
that we have
compared
in
to
the.
Oracle rack, am I right? Yeah, with high availability. It's completely different, I think, what you're telling.
Yeah, so yeah, let me show you about the community edition first, and we will see the how does it look like, how the workspace is, so that we can know about the components of it, components of Databricks. And let me open the, hope you can see the screen I'm sharing for the Databricks. Let me share.
We could not see anything right
No
now.
problem. Now is it visible?
Yep.
Okay, so this is the presentation that we had in the Databricks bootcamp. We had the agenda in there, what we are going to work in the Databricks. If you can go back, team can help you to see what we have covered in there. All of these are agenda parts. We have the Lakehouse architecture, Lakehouse foundation, Delta Lake, Apache Spark, and workspace, cluster, repos. All of these we will cover little to the expert level, okay, in the classes. So we have the Databricks, which is our unified and the open data analytics program. And you can have like a few features and services that is available in the Databricks that we will learn in uh, like, more explained way. These are the key features we have for Databricks. The key features will involve your Lakehouse platform that I will let you know what it is about. It is, if any of you is familiar with the data lake or the data warehouse, because you have already worked, some of you have already worked in the ETL already. As Venkat has mentioned that he just completed his IICS course, so you might know about the data warehouse and
Yes.
what is data lake, right? Okay. So data lake and data warehouse capabilities together, we have a new platform which is called Lakehouse platform, and this is the basis of the Databricks. What does it do? It combines both of data lake is a storage, just like the storage you have the databases, right? You have the databases. So data lake is a storage and data warehouses. All of these features together is called the data lake house. We will learn about it later on. I'm just introducing the concept, on which concept the Databricks is based on. Okay. Then we learned about the Medallion architecture, which is again a part of Lakehouse architecture. And this is a very important implementation of data engineering these days. We do have, and the Databricks is encouraging everyone to use this implementation in the data engineering, because this is going to, we do have some layers in this architecture, and it will flow your data in different layers, and you can have different features. There are some qualities of the data, like the main thing why do we use this architecture is different layers are denoting different kinds of data. Okay, so in the same place, in the same data lake, or you can say in the storage layer, you have three kinds of data, and it does have some features on the top of the data you have. You can do your DML operations, you can have acid qualities that we will learn in detail. What are those? All of those we will learn about it. But I'm saying that this is what is in trend these days. Okay. And we have the data lakehouse foundation, in which we have learned about the data lake, how the delta lake works. Okay. We do have the ML flow, all of those. And what I can do is, like, you can have the link from the team, and you can go to the bootcamp, learn about all these concepts, see what we have explained over there. And let me create one community edition for you so that you can start practicing on the Databricks. Sounds good? Does that make sense, guys?
Yes, Simran.
Yes, Simran.
All right. So as I mentioned before that I'll be collaborating it with Azure. We are having Azure. Any of you, are you familiar with the Azure platform already? Any of you have worked in the Azure platform before? And if you know how you use the resources, how you create the resources in there, okay, Amber said that there is a basic knowledge. What do you know about it? Can you tell me? Do you want to share it? Like, how much do you know about it? No, okay, no problem. So let me see, like, this is the Azure portal we have, and I have this. If you can see, we have some resources in front of us. You can see Azure Databricks, you can see storage accounts, resource groups, data factories. I'm not going in detail with them because this is not we are going to do today. But here is the Azure Databricks. When I click on it, I do have Databricks already created. This is my Databricks, and when you open it and when you launch the workspace, we do have the let it get open. It will take a minute maybe. Okay, so here this is the workspace we have for the Azure Databricks. So this is the how the Databricks looks like. It is similar to the one you have for the Databricks in the community edition, but is little bit downgraded than this paid version. Okay, so let me close it, and this is already open. This is my cluster. I already have started it so that we can experience all the features here, because it takes some time. That's I already have started it. So for the community edition, we just have to go to the search bar, and you can have this try Databricks community edition. You can see few of the links opened, they will all take you to the same place. Okay, so if I open this, see, Databricks Free Edition is replacing Community Edition. So this is the new name for it. You will see when you open it, and you can always sign up for Free Edition, or you can use the Legacy Community Edition. They both are same. I think already. So it will take you to this page. And if I just fill up my email here, and you don't have to go to the Google or Microsoft anywhere. Just don't collaborate with any of the cloud. Just fill up any of your email account, and then it will send you a link. Okay, Databricks will send you an email for you to confirm that you are registering for a Databricks community account, and then in that case you just have to fill up that information. Let me get it for me. Okay, so it will give me a verification code. I'm going to fill up my verification code here. And this is all right. So I already have a username associated with this account. So it's just let me open it. Okay. See, if you see here, this is the same one that you see in the Databricks for Azure on the Azure platform. Get it? So this is the same thing. We can see the workspace, we can see the recents, catalogs, all of the features here in here as well as in the community edition. So this is my community edition and this is my Azure account for the Databricks. Okay, it does have some features that you can create a compute here, but in here you cannot create any of the compute. Compute is like is a processing engine that basically you require it for process your data. Okay, so we will go very basic because I have seen that not many of you know about the Databricks. So I will try to go at the level where you are right now. Okay. Okay, I've seen some messages. All right. Okay. Okay. So if you see here, the compute is the first thing that you have to create. But in here, in the community edition, you cannot create a compute. It's already there. You only have to restart it. Okay. This is the place where it's very expensive depending on the configuration you give it to. Okay, when you give the configuration, since in the community edition you cannot give the configuration to it, but in the your paid version you can create a compute. You can simply go to the compute and give your configuration like let's say Databricks course maybe, right? So you can just name it, select some of the configuration from here, just take the limited 115.4. I will let you know going forward, I will let you know what is the configuration, what do you need to select here and why do you need to. I'm just giving you basic information so that you get familiar with the infrastructure of this platform. Okay, so you can just create it and if there is a this information is very important. If you have, I do have already like the region where I am in right now, my cluster quota is already done, so I can request a new quota for my cluster to create. But because I do have one, I'm not going to do it, but I'll let you know how you can do it. Okay, on the right hand side you can see what your cluster is having already, the summary. How many cores do you have? Cores is basically your computers. How many nodes you have, nodes or computers, how many of those? 16 GB memory. So this cluster is having 16 GB of memory. There is a data access. You can have your Unity catalog in here. Unity catalog is a very big and a very wide concept that we will learn at the end when you get familiar with the Databricks basic concepts. Okay, this is the price. It's very important, guys. Whenever you are creating a cluster, you have to see what you're selecting here, and what you have selected is based will give you the price here. Okay, so for example, if this is 4-tone acceleration you have selected, this is an advanced feature in Databricks, or the Databricks runtime, which runtime you have selected, or how many nodes you have selected, if this is single node or a multi-node. Okay, all of these will affect your price per dbu per hour. Okay, this is a unit here we have, and it will affect the what you are going to charge, what Databricks is going to charge you. But still we are on the cloud, so how much we will use, we have to pay only that much. All right, Do you get it? Did you understand the concept of the cluster a little bit? Not like entirely, but if you understand like 20% of it, we are fine. Can I hear a yes from you guys?
So this is your paid version?
This is my paid version. Yeah, that's why I'm able to create a compute here. Because in the community edition, you cannot create, you have already one available, and your cluster size is this, which is the default, and it's auto stop after some time, 10 minutes of inactivity. There is a scaling is like you have one driver node, one worker node in here, all of those features, just this.
So for this configuration, how much you pay per month? Just an idea,
It's
roughly.
not per month, as I mentioned before. This is your cloud version. So, however, how much you are using, if you're not using anything for the whole month, you are not going to pay anything for it. Okay. So, whenever you process your data, whenever you create a notebook and you process it, it will give you the amount, how much it is going to charge you. This is the DBU per hours. But if you are not running anything in here, there are few things underneath which are like, which are by default, you have to pay for them. That is only that much only they are going to charge you, otherwise nothing. Got my point?
So if I don't use much, how much I have to pay if I take the compute? Like 1.17 dBU per month, roughly.
That
I
is
don't
per
use
hour.
much. Yeah, per hour. 1.4.
Okay, sure. Let's go there. Just give me a few minutes. Let's go to the notebook and I will let you know that how much it is going to charge you. Okay. Um, because you cannot say that how much it is going to charge you, because there are some like NAT gateways. When you create, there are some few default things that you is created. Let me show you that. In see these NAT gateways, there are few things which are already connected to your Databricks account, and they will be working. They will be charging you few dollars, or maybe if you are from India, and few amount it will charge you every day. Otherwise, the main thing is when you are processing the data, it will give you that much of charges. Do you understand?
Yeah, unless we burn the money from our credit card, then we know what we are doing actually.
No.
That's okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why we are talking about the community edition only. That's what I'm talking about, the
Okay.
community edition, because you don't have to pay, you don't have to attach any credit card in here. This account is my account. This is also, I mean, this is not a paid version. This is like a free account for 30 days. You can get it on Azure if you want to explore like lot more on the Databricks, but basically this community edition is okay for you to start exploring your Databricks. Okay,
So you
they are
can
not going to charge you.
in community edition you can do compute. That's what you're saying.
Compute is already there. You cannot create any compute in there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is the configuration. This is little bit downgraded than the paid version. That's what I'm showing, that you can create one compute in here. You can create compute here, but not in there. You can here, you have an option to create a compute. You can like change the configuration and create it. This one is not created. This is because of my region, because whichever region I am, this is already filled. So I'm just going to delete it because this is not created. The one I was talking about, that we have to fill up a form to increase the quota in my region. Okay. So I'm just comparing both of them together so that you know that what is the difference between both of these editions. Okay, so we do have in the compute, in the community edition, our compute is already working. All right, and maybe I can explain you a little bit about the the workspace here. How does it work? So first of all, the most important thing that we need to understand is the notebooks, okay? Or maybe just give me 1 second. Let me do it. Okay. So if any of you are familiar with this, this is our SQL section. So like whoever is familiar with SQL, they can work with the SQL here. We do have a SQL editor, and this is our SQL warehouse. This is the compute section in here, and this is our workspace. So workspace is recently added. You can always have your notebooks created here. So now what is a notebook? If you see here in the workspace, in the users, this is my user. Like everyone is got their user. So whatever is your email you have used, you will get one user from there. Okay. So you can always come here and create one. You can create the notebooks from here. You can create the folders, notebooks, dashboards, and Genie Space, ETL pipelines, everything we can get from here. All right. So let's create one notebook and see how does it look like. So yeah, so this is how our notebooks look like. We do have, if you click on here, we do have 4 languages. SQL is our query language, and all other are the programming languages. So if you are even familiar with SQL, with just one API, you can select, you can run your commands in here. Okay. This is the markdown for the documentation. Markdown is like if you want to write any text in your cells, these are called cells. Okay. So cells means that your processing, your development part will be done here. You can select any of the language here. We have the Python selected, which is the default language. From here, this is your notebook. So you can select either Python, SQL, Scala, or R for the whole notebook, or individually also, like for different cells, you can select one language. So for example, I want to work in the SQL. There is a %SQL, which is called a magic command. Okay. So you can write your code in here in the SQL language, and then you can process it. Now to your question, whenever we are writing a code and we are running our code in here, okay, then only you will get charged for the for your cluster. Okay, even if you are not running, you will not get charged for it if you are working in the any other platform. Got it? Okay, so these are our magic commands. We have Scala, we have R. If any of you are familiar with other languages, you can just write down these languages, or %SQL, %Python, any of those, and you can just select it. You can delete an individual cell from here, add any of the cells just by clicking the plus code. Write your code. If you like it, you keep it. If you don't need it, you can just delete it individually. It doesn't affect your notebook. It doesn't affect any of your any of other code cells. Okay, so these are called the cells. Got it? Okay, so now we do
May I
have
ask you one
some.
question? May I ask you one question? When
Yeah.
you're writing the SQL, where are the objects, like views or tables or anything else?
I'm telling you that thing.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. So we
Sorry,
are
I'm
coming to
jumping my
that.
gun.
Yeah, we are coming to that thing. Okay, so if you see here in the workspace, if you click on here, all of your notebooks will be here. You can see there are some menu options. You can see a lot of menu options are here as well. When you go back and you right click on here, not the right click, we do have these are all the menu options you have in here. And if I go, yeah, so this plus new, you can see your notebook, the queries, dashboards, Genie Space, all of those options that we have In here we have it this side in the community edition, and in the Azure side we have it here. Okay, that is the difference. And when you go in the workspace, the same way I went to the workspace and I created one under the users. You get your username. You can just create one of the folder in here, and the folders, these are all the notebooks that I have created already, and you can always create one folder under this. Let's say we create a Databricks learning maybe. So there is one folder created, and under that you can create your notebooks. So let's say I'm creating one notebook, this one, this one, and you can always rename it with the just right clicking on it. Let me close all of those, and I'm just opening this notebook, one notebook from here. So you can always rename it. Let's say reading a CSV file. Okay, and then you can create another notebook from here. Writing a CSV file. So these are just the notebooks we have created. We can do all of our coding in here. This is my another one that you can, I think I have renamed it. You don't have to rename it. Let's do one thing. We go to the community edition and let's start with a new folder in here. Okay, so that we keep all of our coding part in here. Okay, so I'm just going here and I'm creating a folder, Databricks learning, that I have created in my Databricks learning. Sorry. So when you open it, you can have your Databricks learning account here, and underneath I'm creating one notebook, which is this notebook. So you can just rename it by right clicking on it. You can clone it, download it. You can copy the path, rename, permissions can be shared, move, add to the favorites, move to trash, anything can be done in here. Okay, I am renaming it with the exploring the data, and that's it. So this is my notebook that I have created in here. You can see all of your notebooks in here. You can rename them, and also like we do have the options to import them as well. You can always import the notebooks. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so from here, when you right click on it, it will give you the option to import or export any of the notebook to your local workstation, or if you have any notebook already from like you have created any notebook outside, you can always import it from here. Okay, and this is like we do have here the catalog also. All these options are available as well, and also we do have the catalog here. Catalog is it will give you all the volumes and the tables within your Unity catalog and the Hive Meta Store. If you know about the Hive Meta Store, is the legacy meta store that where we organize all of our workspaces, but we will do it in a little bit more explanation will be given later on what is a meta store. So for now we did have the legacy meta store, and then now we do have the Unity meta store that is coming, and it's a very important part of Databricks.
Oh, Simran, can I ask
And
you one question? Can
uh-huh.
you import any code, Python code from Visual Studio Code in the notebook?
I do not have
Is
it
that
right now, but I'll import it for you. I do have
no,
some
no, I'm
Python
just
scripts,
asking.
but
No, I'm asking, can we import? Is
yeah,
the
we can, we
workspace
can.
on?
Yes, we can import it. We
So
can import
notebook
it.
can have any type of code. You're talking about any code, Python or SQL code or anything. Am I right?
We can import it, yes.
So what is the purpose of notebook? It can be executed or it's just for reading purpose.
No, it's for execution. It's for
Oh,
execution. Yeah.
okay.
So whatever the commands, like why I'm writing here for the exploring the data, whenever you have one, let's say if I have, let me give you writing a CSV I have just created, right? Let me open one for you and maybe you can see how do we write the
Okay,
code.
as long as you say the uses.
Yeah, you can just save it and yeah, I think this is the easiest one we can have, not this one, or maybe I'm just looking for one of the basic ones so that you can just see that how do we do that. Missing null values.
No, no, no. As long as the you told the purpose, later we can do it. Yeah,
Ah,
it's
okay,
fine.
sure. Sure, but I'm just showing you this is how we write the code in here. This is how do we read it. These are all the commands that we will do, okay? But this is how the code looks like. And the purpose of the notebook is that we are doing all the development in here.
All
Got
right.
it?
Development code. Okay, here. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, we do all the development in here. All right. So if you see here on the right hand side, we do have some features. You can see the comments here, the comments section. This is the comment section. And what the comment section do? The comment section is when you are working on the notebook, you can if you're working with someone else and you want to comment on your notebook, you can always write down the comments and you both can see it together, okay? And this option is the ML flow experiments. So if there are any experiments being run, you can see here, okay, for the ML flow. This is your version history, which is a very important part of it. And as you go along, when you're building your notebooks, Databricks will take a version history of what you are doing, and it basically automatically versioning your notebooks. And if you want to go back to a version at a specific time in the past, you can simply go over to that version. And if you want to restore that, you will simply just click here to click on any of these and you can have it restore that version, okay, which is really handy. But this is useful when you are working in a specific notebook. But if you are working in a team, it's like it's highly, like, recommended to use a Git for your version control rather than relying on just this version control. Got it? So if you want to see in a more explained way, we can see it here, because this is the history we have. So this is all we have done during creating the notebooks, while working on the notebooks. I do have all of those in here, okay? So if you click on this, you can simply just go and restore that version of your notebook. But this is valid only for one notebook, okay? You are seeing the red and the green signals here, signs here. So this is like the green one is that if any of you have already worked in Git, you understand what is this. This is
So
like we
yeah,
have added it before. You understand this, right? So any
yes.
of you have worked in the Git configuration, Git collaboration, how do we collaborate in the Git? You understand what the meaning of this is. But we will do it in a little bit more explained way later on. Okay?
So are
And
we
we do
handling
have,
the
sorry?
unstructured data also to handle?
Yeah, of course, of
Yeah,
course.
the big data. That's what I'm looking for. The
Yes, yes.
what
This
type?
is basically for the big data, yeah, right? If you know about the 5 V's of big data, So Databricks is designed to handle all of those, the velocity, veracity, the volume of the data, the real time, all of those things. It is handled by Databricks, and the lakehouse architecture is the basic architecture that it adapts. Okay.
Okay, Simran, like in the when you're reading that file, right? What does the option mean? The header equal to true. Header is true in, I mean, in first schema is true. What does it mean?
What does it do?
I mean, when you're reading the file,
This
right?
one?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in option here, like the header true and the option in first schema true. What does it mean?
Okay, so these are like if you so this is about reading a CSV file. If we have CSV file, we do the data ingestion in the Databricks, right? There are different ways to ingest the data in the Databricks. Okay, if any one of you is familiar with that, this is the option, data ingestion. There are several ways to ingest the data in the Databricks, guys. We do have one method is that we can always upload files to a DBFS. Okay, it's very easy. If you have anything on your local machine, you can always come here, browse your file. Let me, if I do have one file, let me check in the download section if I do have any CSV
Yes,
file.
to upload file and then read that file. I mean, you have given some option
Yeah,
there,
then
right?
you
I mean,
can read that file. You can read that file from there. We can always browse the file from your local machine. You can always upload it. It will give you a path from here. But one thing to note down is like whatever the path you will get, the file is physically present in the Databricks, but you cannot see it physically because you have to register it as a table before that. Okay. There are few other options. If you want to create or modify a table here, you can always have a file. You can browse the file from your local machine or wherever you have. All of those files can be uploaded in here. Sorry. So it can be uploaded in these formats. Okay. And you can create a table. We will do that as well. And all of those in the catalog will give you all of those options to see the files whenever you are uploading it. Like you will see the files in the table format in there. Okay. And there is a CETA statement. If you have worked in SQL before, you know that there is a CETA statement to create a table. We can create a table in the DBFS also, and we can see that table physically as well. Got that? Okay, so we have been looking into, okay, so there are two options. You can go to your notebooks. One is the recents. That recents, you have all the notebooks, and if you have created any pipeline, you have any query opened, you have any catalog table, whatever you have done, you can see it from here. This is the easiest path you can go. Just open any of your notebook, or if you have schema created or anything, like you can just get it from here, or otherwise you can go to the catalogs. And as I mentioned before, in the catalog you have two options, in to go to the workspace, and in the workspace you can open your notebooks. Got it? There are some other features you're already seeing here. Those are the external data. All of those we will cover later. With this plus sign, you can always add the data. It will get you to the same link that we had before we opened it for the data ingestion. So you can ingest your data from here. You have few connectors in here. There are Fivetran, upload the files, all of those, like you can do it. We will do it later. Okay. So volumes is a new addition in here. If you're familiar with the database, schema is a new name to the database that we use in the database. So whenever I say schema, schema is the database. Okay. So database itself, I mean, schema itself has some parts that one volume is one of them. There are tables, views, and functions, and the volume is recently added to that as well. We will talk about it later on, and what are the features, we will learn about that as well. Okay. I was on my notebooks. So we have been talking about the notebooks, and these features we do have we have the variables to see if you have defined any variables in here that you can see from here. Next is the environment. You can see the environment, which environment you have been working on, like on your serverless compute only. We are not working on that as well. This is your Databricks assistant. It will, if you want to ask any questions in the Databricks, see guys, you have AI available in the Databricks. If you want to ask any questions, the AI assistant you can ask from here, and you can access it from here as well as from the notebooks also. So when you have created, you can ask any questions from here to your Databricks assistant, or otherwise when you are working on the Databricks notebook, I mean on your code, if you are working on, just one second. Yeah, if you're working on your, is it visible to all of you? Is it visible, guys?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So if your code runs wrong somewhere, like you have created a code, it doesn't work, you will get the option for the Databricks assistant here. So assistant you can open from here, or otherwise you will get the option underneath your code cell, and you can select the Databricks assistance from there as well. Okay. It will let you know that what is wrong with your code and what you can fix it. Got it? Isn't it? It's a good feature, isn't it? I like it. It sometimes helps me, not always. Okay, and then also on the top here, if you see, we have the schedule option. The schedule is your notebook using your Databricks jobs or the lake flow. Okay, so you can schedule your jobs from here when you create. If you have worked on ETL before, you know how to create the jobs and how do you schedule your jobs, right? So you can do it from here in the Databricks itself. And also, if you want to share your notebook to your, with any of the team members, you can just simply go on to share, and you can share. You can simply go on to share, and you can share with anyone, and get the access. Like you can assign the access that if it can be done, to whom it is given to be. Okay, we will do it when we will start working on the collaboration part. All right. And also, I think now you have a good understanding about the notebooks. What are the features, what we can do with the notebooks?
So, quick question, Simran, can we integrate the Databricks with Autosys tool, like for scheduling the jobs
Of
in
course.
Azure? Do we have the provision, Autosys?
Autosys with the Databricks, right? So yeah,
Yeah,
you can do that, and there are other options as well here. We
and
do have
DevOps,
some other options.
and also DevOps options, like all the DevOps, all these steps. Yeah,
We do have all those
we're
options.
like
Everything is.
building the build, development, and authentication, all that stuff.
You can do that. You can do that.
Okay.
There are options for that as well. But we do. But if you go, if you get along with the Databricks, you will understand that there are some other features we do have in the Databricks itself, which you can for your schema evaluation, for your autoloader is there, and there are some other options also like you can avail in the Databricks itself for your scheduling jobs, or if you want your orchestrating, monitoring, everything is in here as well. Okay.
So we can use Jenkins and other stuff, am I right? From DevOps, all that Artifactory and U-deploy tools.
Jenkins is a DevOps
But
part.
the
Is
DevOps part, yeah. So we can integrate DevOps part with the
we
build,
can
am I
do
right?
that here.
So we need in Databricks testing environment, development environment, everything, and production database, production environment, all that, am I right? So we can maintain different environments, am I right?
Yes, right, right.
So the
So that's what
environment will
we have
be,
seen in here as well. Sorry?
no, I'm trying to see where we configure that kind of thing. So it's in the
Yeah,
cluster.
so yeah, so
I'm
we
sorry
can
to
do
jump
that.
everything on you.
Yes, say
I'm
it,
trying to see
please.
where we can integrate.
So we can, I can give you the high level right now that we can integrate the Databricks with Autosys using a REST API. Okay.
Okay.
Autosys remains the enterprise scheduler and it will trigger the Databricks jobs via API calls or via ADF, which and Databricks handles the ETL logic. So you need ADF for that, while the Autosys will handle the scheduling, dependencies, and monitoring. Okay, so Databricks will handle the ETL logic.
Okay.
You got that?
Thank
So you can use it with the API calls.
thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Any other questions so far, guys? No questions. All right, so let's do, I think I have less time. I wanted to talk a little bit about the architecture also, about the Spark architecture. But before that, I wanted to show you about the magic commands, which I think we can leave it right now. And we will talk it about in the next class. But I briefly want to, because I have been talking about the compute and the nodes for very long, I wanted you to make you understand that how does the Spark architecture works. Do you know, any one of you have any idea about the Spark architecture? How does it work? What does compute means? What are the nodes? What does like single node and the multi-node means? Do you understand any of those? Anyone? Clusters, computes, node?
No idea about Spark and anything. Yeah.
No idea about that. Okay, no
Spark, we
problem.
don't have any knowledge. But clusters, I
It,
understand what you're talking. Each node is a computer. That's all.
okay. Yeah, I just wanted to have you a little bit about it. If you can understand, I just wanted to give you a small idea about it. What is the Spark architecture? So it all is connected to the architecture of Spark, Apache Spark. That's what our engine is, right? So Databricks is like I can give you an example that Databricks is like a UI. It's like the car, you can say, and the engine underneath is the Spark. Okay, which is going to, like, whenever you run your notebooks, it process your engine, it process your code. Okay, so the question came in the beginning was the how much it is going to charge us. So it depends on the Spark, it depends on your cluster configuration. So cluster configuration will decide how much it is going to charge, even if your code is not a lot, but it depends how your cluster runs, how many minutes it runs. So we will go through this in details, or if you go through the boot camp, you can have you will have a better understanding. I have given a video over there. There is like with a slide, there is a cluster configuration added with that, and you will understand that how does it works, and how does it affect, what are the important features in there. Okay, so far I'm just going to give you a basic knowledge about the Spark architecture, how does it work, and what are the bases of Databricks. Okay, if you want to share any thoughts on the Spark, anyone is welcome to talk about it. Okay, I'll take it as a no. Let's move. So cluster we have is a collection of nodes. I already have mentioned node means like a computer. Okay. So Databricks cluster has one driver node that we always are talking in the cluster, that there's a driver node and there is one or more worker nodes, right? When we were talking about the compute in here, we were talking about the compute, right? When we were creating the compute, it's always here. If you see single node or multi-node, okay, what does this mean? This is like how many nodes is a single node? Means like there is only one computer, okay. Multi-node means like there are more than one computers available for my compute, okay, which is processing my data. Got it? So what I'm going to tell you that how the node basically, a node basically is an individual machine. And as we are in Azure at this time, like we have created it in Azure, this will be one of the virtual machines on the Azure cloud. Okay. So what does the driver node and the worker nodes mean? I'm trying to draw it here. I'm not a professional in this, but I'll just try. Okay. So here we do have this one. Okay, so this is going to be my driver node. Okay, and this one is going to be worker node. Node is again a computer, and here also I do have a worker node.
There are no
All
slaves.
right. Sorry,
There are no slaves. Slave worker.
there are no slaves. No, no.
Okay. Clusters we have.
Just the workers and the drivers. Okay. Okay, so this is the driver node, this is the worker node, guys, and they are connected to the worker node is connected to the driver node. Now what does it do? We do have a virtual machine in here, and we do have one virtual machine. Let's do virtual machine. Again, I have one virtual machine in here and one in here. Okay. So these are the driver nodes. These two are the worker nodes I have. Okay. So let me explain you what does that mean. That means that each of the virtual machine generally have at least 4, if not more than that cores. Okay. So in Databricks, what happens? The driver runs its driver program. Driver is, you know, that who is driving the car, right? So it runs its driver program in the driver node, and it creates a Spark context. The driver program drives the processing, and it what does it do? It does perform any of the computations required. Computations is like how many workers are required. So guys, if you know the basis of the PySpark or the Spark is that how it is different from traditional machines, because it parallelize, you know, the parallel your jobs are getting here, we can parallel them, like we can divide it into different nodes. That's what the compute means, right? So we do have the driver node, and it divides their work in the worker nodes in the basic language, that it divides the work in the worker nodes. Driver doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. It just give the context. A Spark context is created when we give like whenever Spark gets, you know, your compute, it gets one job to process, like whenever you are running a notebook, right? Your development code is there. Okay. When you run it, your compute underneath is started working on it. Okay. What happens is the driver node will get the job. It will divide their work in the worker nodes. Okay. For example, the driver will communicate with the cluster manager to allocate the resources, identifies the number of jobs, stages, and the tasks to be created so that the work can be parallelized between the worker nodes. Okay. There will be another concept like the executors. I will not talk about that. I just wanted to give you a basic idea. So what happens is, this is the driver node that we have, the basic thing. It will divide the work in the worker nodes. That's why we say it's a single node or a multi-node cluster. Okay. So you have seen in my cluster that I have selected one multi-node and there was a single node, right? Where is it? Here. So we have selected here single node. That means there is one driver node, there is one worker node. It means whenever my cluster will get some work, I have my notebook in here. I will start running it from here. Okay, my cluster is already terminated because the option here I have selected is 20 minutes. Okay, there are so many things mixed up. I'm sorry about that, but I just want to let you know a little bit about it. So we terminate the cluster, we give the configuration that it terminates after 20 minutes of inactivity, or you can do it as per your requirement. Okay, what does it do? It saves your money. Okay, so when you're not doing anything, you are just like, you're going out for dinner and your cluster is still running, it will process the data, and somehow like it will be charging you a little bit. Okay, so what we do is, we usually keep the option lower here from 120 to 20 minutes or 10 minutes. So whenever it is inactive, it will not charge you anything. Okay, it will get terminated after that. You can just go to your cluster and I'm leaving it. You can just go here, this button, and you can start it. It will take like around 2-3 minutes to start, but it will save you a lot of money if you are terminating it after some time. All right. Another thing I was talking about is a single node, or let me create one more here so that you can see it more clearly. Yeah, so single node means, guys, you have one driver node, one worker node. There is no parallelism. Driver node will give the work to the single node. It's only computer it does have. Okay, it will give the work to it and the job will process as it is. I'll show you how does it divide the work, and in like at how does it divide the work. If I don't do the single node, there will be let's say I do have 4 workers. Okay, it means I do have 4 worker nodes. 4 worker nodes means I have 4 computers to work on. Whenever I run one job, I have 4 computers to work. The driver will divide the work in the 4 computers and it will process parallelly, and it will process very quickly rather than the traditional computers. You get my point? What is the point of Databricks? What is the point of Apache Spark? What is the point of the cluster configuration? Did you get a little bit of it? No? No? Seriously, guys?
Uh,
Hmm.
Simran, I have a still. It might sound silly, but here, like drivers node and workers node are the real people working there, or only one person
Not
doing
people. These are the computers. These are not
computers?
the...
Yeah, I know. Like the computer is operated by the real people.
No.
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 No, this is running by the driver node. This is running, all this is running by the compute. You are not doing anything.
Oh,
Compute
okay.
will, that's what I was saying. Compute will decide how many resources it has to create for the work, how many resources, how many, like what configuration, how many tasks, jobs, stages it will give you to do your work parallelized to make it faster. It's not you are going to do anything. No, nothing. You don't have to. That is the architecture of the Spark. They will do everything by themselves. You don't have to do anything.
Is it about a memory process, correct?
Yes. The configuration we have selected over there, the nodes we have selected in the cluster, they will work for you. Not you have to work individually for anything.
Yeah.
Got
Okay.
it?
So I'm trying to understand, Simran, where the driver node speaking to Spark here. It is sending the commands through notebooks, and because you
Uh,
said it's the engine, am I right? Spark is
yeah.
an engine. So the
Okay.
driver, so where the notebook execution of the code occurs,
Yeah, let me
and
tell you. Okay. Okay,
sorry
let
to
me
ask you all
start.
that.
No problem. Not a problem. That is all we are understanding here, right? So let me do one thing. Let me start the compute and then I'll show you that how does it work. It is not going to physically show you that what is how the worker node is working or your um, um, driver node is working. It doesn't show you, but I can give you a little bit more explanation about it. Okay. I have started my cluster from here. I'm just going to start it. It started. It will take some time. In the meantime, let me show you about the jobs that what does other than driver node, worker nodes, what do we have? Got it?
So all the nodes are
So
up and running right now at this point because you started. It will take a minute or two.
yes, it will take some
Yeah.
minute. It will take a
Yeah.
minute. Okay.
So
So these are
and
my jobs. This is my jobs, and it will create. I'll show you all of those. Sorry. We need another one for this, and we do have this is the stage. This is the stage, and then this stage will create the tasks. If you go to the boot camp, I think I have shown everything over there, but still I just let you know about it. This is the task is created, and for that task is created, there can be 2 tasks created for this stage. This is how the parallelism work, if you understand the concept of parallelism. So
yeah, in database Oracle also, or maybe I don't know, in SQL Server also, we can use parallel processing for the SQL. So to reduce the
yeah, right, yeah, this is
it's
like
same
automatic
concept.
in here. Yeah, this is automatic in, this is the, that is a basic concept in here.
Like we create hints. Yeah.
Okay, let me see if it is already started. It's not started yet, but this is a new session. And also, like one thing I want to tell you, whenever you have created one data frame, these are the data frames that we will see when we will start working on the notebooks. We will see what are the data frames. So we read the data in the data frames in here, okay, in the Python. If you are familiar with the Python, we have the data frames. So when now see, you are seeing that my cluster is going to start, and this is rotation. You can see here waiting. Okay, why? Because this is processing the data now. The cluster is going to start. It will run this development code from here, and underneath in the cluster is when it will get start. It will do all the work like dividing the the work, and we'll see how we can monitor it. So basically what happens is, in the meantime, let me tell you, when you execute a command in the Databricks notebook, just like we did now, it runs an application on the driver. Okay, so application is divided into the jobs, stages, and the tasks that I have mentioned in here. Okay, on the driver node we do have an application. Okay, so it runs an application on the driver node. Okay, and an application, that application will divide the jobs and stages and tasks that you can see in your in the cluster, that how the jobs are created, how many stages are created, how many tasks are created. All of those you can monitor in here. Okay, so this is the driver runtime. All the configuration you can see here. This is like I have taken less configuration, 11.3 Spark only. Usually we are These days, like the upgraded version is 16 point something or 17 point, but I took it as 11.3 because I needed only for the basic transformations. Okay, so I'm still waiting for it. If we go to our compute, okay, so nothing is here yet. So this is the cost of this Databricks cluster. Okay, 0.75 dBu per hour, because I have taken the configuration like very low. Okay, 16 GB memory, 4 cores only, 11.3 LTS. Okay, but you have like other options also, like the options for it to select like 15.4, which is I think the minimum for you to create a Unity catalog. That Unity catalog, I think it's a very advanced concept for governance that we will do at the end of the all of the classes, but this is a very important concept. Now you can see this is the notebook. Okay, so the notebook we are working on is with this cluster. This notebook I'm working on, missing null values. Do you remember? This is the notebook connected to the cluster now these days, this time. Okay, there are some libraries and the event log in here. So whenever your cluster is running, terminating, whatever you have done so far is like everything is in here. Okay, then there comes a Spark UI. This will give you about the stages and the task of how many are created, because mine is a single node cluster. So there is, if you can see, one by one. Okay, so I have ran this job twice and I can see one by one. If you have a job, if you have a cluster configuration which is like more than one node, you will see different configuration in here. You will see the different results in here. Okay, so you can just see, and these are your driver logs. These are all the logs you can see about your standout, or we can see all the logs in here, the matrix. So if the computer is not running, you cannot see all of those in here. So all of these configurations you can see with the Spark, with the stages and the task, how the jobs are divided into. This is the job ID is divided into how many stages and tasks you can see. But if there is another configuration of the cluster with the multi nodes, you can see a different configuration of your logs as well. Got it? Did I answer your question, guys? Did I answer it or not yet? No?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Okay. I think we are good to go for today, and you can just go through, try to create a, community edition for yourself, and let's see how much you can explore, and we will start working on the development part later on. We still have SQL here to understand. We do have how the jobs will run. We will do it later at the end when we will create the notebooks. AI ML part is here, and maybe these jobs and pipelines will be the same as job runs. Or you can create your jobs and pipelines from here, and you can just monitor it from there. I think we have the basic understanding of the notebooks now, right? we can start working on it with the code. And yeah, there will be Python classes as well if you want to learn from there, so that you can easily work on the PySpark. I think we are good for today, and let's wind up here and let's meet you in the next class then. But before that, before I leave, do you have any questions?
Okay, good, Simran. Yeah.
Questions?
Priyanka, where did you have that recordings of the boot camp?
Guys, see, here Mani, so whatever topics you will have, everyone can go on mute, please. Yes, Steve. So everything will be explained here, okay? So if you want to see previous bootcamp video, you can go to our YouTube channel and watch there. So you don't have to ask anyone to send the link. So you can go on YouTube, search for Vani Technology, and you will get it. And your next class will be on Friday at same time. I'm talking about EST time zone, okay?
Okay, then can you send the timings again? The timings?
Yeah, so see here in New York right now it's Tuesday. So your next class will be on New York time zone Friday evening. So Priyanka will send all of you the message on this. Sai, can you go on mute if you're not speaking? Yeah, so Priyanka is going to coordinate and send you the link, timing, and all these things. But we'll join back again on Friday at same time, okay? Thanks, Simran. Thanks, all of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Simran. Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah, thank you all.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Thank you, Simran.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Thank you.